In this video, I'm going to update my home gym with a large mirror to check out my form. I tried recording my lifts, but corrections were only made after review, not real time. Large format mirrors tend to be expensive, so I decided to make a large mirror using smaller mirrors. But if I ever break a mirror, then I only have a small, inexpensive mirror to replace. Join me while I step through the process and show the results. I haven't made a video for a while, and I'm planning a few videos over the next few weeks and months, so stay tuned for those. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to be notified when I release them. Since my last video, I've insulated my garage gym and installed a mini split heat pump system and made one wall look pretty. And now in this project, I'm going to build an 8-foot by 4-foot mirror specifically using the Ikea 12x12 lots mirrors. We're going from this to this. And here's what we'll need. One 8-foot by 4-foot plywood sheet, 4 8-foot long 2-inch wide MDF 8 12-inch by 12-inch lots mirrors from Ikea. Additionally, I used one 9-ounce tube of Gorilla Glue construction adhesive, a can of black spray paint, a can of gray spray paint, and for tools I used a circular saw, a caulking gun, tape measure, pencil, a spirit level, a square, and some nails or screws. Those are to secure the plywood to the wall. You can use additional construction adhesive if you prefer. All in, this was approximately $150. You can certainly make a smaller mirror for cheaper, such as a 2x4 or 3x6. And now for the build. Firstly, I determined with carpenter's square and measuring the diagonals that the plywood was square. Measurement from the top left to the bottom right is the same as the top right to the bottom left. Then the piece is considered square in that the opposite sides are the same length and at 90 degrees to their adjacent sides. Then I laid out the mirrors on the plywood. The mirrors aren't exactly identical. Laying out the mirrors as a guide allowed me to determine that the plywood needed some slight trimming. Something that I didn't do but I would recommend is plan on a slight space between each mirror. You'll get a more uniform look and be able to counter the minor discrepancies in size between each mirror. After cutting the plywood to size, I cut the MDF trim to wrap around the plywood, then took those outside to paint a grey colour. Back inside, I sprayed black paint on the plywood in the approximate location of the mirror joins. Any gaps in the mirror will show as black rather than plywood. I determined where I wanted the mirror on the wall, set the bottom trim piece in place, nailing one corner, then using a level as I nail the rest of the 8-foot length. Now, I can easily put up the 8x4 plywood sheet and nail that in place. Each of the mirrors gets glued with the Gorilla Glue construction adhesive applied with a caulking gun. My technique improved as I went along, and I soon settled into a pattern where I was applying a bead of caulk in an X pattern on the back of the mirror, ensuring that I get within 1/4 to 1/2 inch of the corners. Then all the gaps in between were filled with squiggly lines. The Gorilla Glue construction adhesive grabs really quickly and really well. I recommend putting in the bottom edge first and then press the corners and finally apply the pressure to the middle. Doing this causes the mirrors to all have the same or at least approximate orientation or reflection angle. With all the mirrors glued, I can now finish the trim work, and then that's it. If you like this video, please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll catch you on the flippity flop.